Sims is a lifebox simulation series that first came out in the year 2000. However, it really got its flow when Sims 2 released in 2004. Sims gave players a chance to create characters, work jobs, design homes, fulfill aspirations, fall in love, build families, to live and die. Although there were story elements to The Sims, if you snooped around and connected enough dots, the story was mostly what you made of it. That was until 2005 when The Sims 2 released on the Nintendo DS. Much like the other games, Sims 2 on the DS begins with you making your very own sim. This chapter of the Sims anthology has a much smaller and shorter create a sim with only 4 sections. 1. Your sim's name, sex, and skin tone. 2. Haircut and color. 3. Your pick of 9 faces. And 4. Your outfit. After your Sims is made, you spawn into Strangetown, a reoccurring city in the Sims game, but this time much smaller. Strangetown's got a few hotspots to check out and spend your time in. The hotel is home base. You've got your room, rooms for your guests, an atrium with different amenities the hotel offers, and offbeat rooms down in the basement. Town hall is where Honest Jackson and Generic Clerk reside. You can buy building permits and sell spare nuclear rods. There's a jail with 2 cells where any criminals you catch will be shoved inside, run by sheriff who you never interact with and just kind of vibes out at his desk while you save the day. Police are corrupt in Strangetown, but we take matters into our own hands, don't you worry. The saloon where you can sell gourds. There's a $1 Space Invaders knockoff game, a dance floor upstairs with a jukebox to choose which song you want to mosh to, and both of the Hog's bedroom. Mama Hog is living lavish, I'll tell you what. A general store run by what appears to be probably an alien. You can buy furniture to decorate yours and your guest's room, sell any other miscellaneous stuff, and gamble. There's a cute little bridge, a farm with cows, and a wishing well. Shout out Juice. As far as the story goes, your car is broken down and we meet our first Strangetown resident, Jebediah S. Jerky. He takes a look at your car and tells you your engine's fucked and sends you to the Strangetown Hotel. Quest mechanics are pretty straightforward. You'll get a new mission goal unlock notification which tells you to click your goal tab for more details, where a brief description of your task is shown, followed by a mission complete pop-up once finished. As soon as we walk into the hotel, the concierge lets us know he's not getting paid, and it'll stay that way if I have anything to say about it. The old boss bailed the day before, the power's out, and he sends our little sim down to the radioactive pits of the hotel to get the furnace up and running again with any of the fuel rods we find along the way. The furnace keeps the power on in the hotel, and through the playthrough you have to add fuel rods in. It holds 6 maximum, but each one lasts for 3 real days. Sims 2 on the DS took a note from Animal Crossing, creating a community of time-skipping scoundrels. Because even as a kid playing back in the day, I noticed the main game mechanic is just waiting. Funny story about that too. When I tried to time skip as a kid, I was told aliens had invaded the town and was met with spooky music and little green fellas roaming the street. I had assumed at the time I was being punished for my indiscretion, but it turns out nah. It's just a random event. Bad RNG. Because the exact same thing happened this playthrough. Except I'm not a tiny brain twerp no more. I'm an average-sized, medium brain twerp, so I fucked those Space Invaders up. Credit where credit is due, they do add in a lot of random events. Each one is weird and funky, which I dig. Anyways, we get the lights back on and the concierge hands this cryptic note. After reading, Jeb walks back in, bartering our escape from the shithole town in exchange for vacuuming the hotel. I think I'm being held hostage, but can't complain, because that is the cheapest mechanic trip of the century. Mid-vacuuming, Honest Jackson, mayor of Strangetown, comes in freaking out about the last hotel manager leaving town. We're told by Mama Hog we'll have to restrain him through his psychotic break, which presents another of the game's few mechanics. Every time you approach a sim in the game, you'll have an option for a minigame. You can impress, restrain, cheer up, calm down, and romance. The sims you're talking to will do one of 3 actions, and you have to hit the corresponding reaction. Both yours and the other's sanity appears as a bar on screen. If you click the wrong one or are too slow pressing the correct circle, your sanity goes down, but pressing the right one will bring the other sims down until you've succeeded the interaction. Jackson comes to and makes you the new manager, wanting you to fancy up the hotel and prevent it from going under. Easiest job interview of the century. Mama Hog has her priorities straight and wants a casino. The handyman of the town is brooding out in the desert. Before we head out on our rescue mission, Honest Jay takes us to our new room. It's furnished with a bed, a couch, a fridge, a sink, a shower, and a toilet. Throughout the game, you can stop by the store to buy furniture and decorate your room. By the end of the playthrough, I had created this monstrosity. You've also got a stat panel on the back wall that's got your aspirations, hotel info, stats, and game stats. You head out into the only other part of Strangetown, the desert, to find Tristan, the absolute legend, according to his last name. As most men have experienced, the love of his life was carried off by a pack of giant scorpions. R.I.P. Miss Legend. He tells us he's happy to help with the casino, if he was happy, which he's not. We bring him out of his moping with the cheers up version of the previously mentioned interaction minigame we did with HJ, and he agrees to build the casino. We just need a building permit for it from Town Hall, and going forward any other additions we'll want. Swing by, drop a couple grand, and Tristan will make it happen. In this case, 1.5 grand for the Snake Eye Casino. Before we can check out the casino, which holds a slot machine and 2 card games I cannot figure out for the life of me. The room shakes, so we book it back to the lobby to find Emperor Zizzle, a jetpack equipped floating alien attempting to take control of the entire planet. Or just Strange Town. I don't know. He's not super specific. And not very good at it apparently, because Tristan lets us know this is a weekly occurrence. The aliens are hydrophobic, and we're sent to get a super drencher water gun from Giuseppe Mazzolta. He's sentimental and has had the thing since he was little, so we gotta spend another $250 on the gun. Remember how I said the main mechanic is waiting? Well, it goes hand in hand with spending money. Each day, gourds and fuel rods appear, which you wander around picking the both up and selling them at the saloon and city hall. You can also milk the cows once a day and sell that at the general store. Guests will occasionally stack brochures in the lobby that you restock, giving you a couple more bucks. And obviously, every couple of days you get paid by the guests staying in your hotel. Unfortunately, you start with only one room and you have bills to pay, so the money making ain't the fastest early playthrough. The overall storyline is pretty concise, so they ended up padding the runtime. But back to knockoff Invader Zim. You take part in the most heated or damp battle for humanity's survival, and Zizzle fucks off, vowing to return. Tristan comes back in and lets us know we've got the makings of a fine hotel manager. Hotel managers out there, how many alien invasions have you prevented? Because I think he may have to give the keys to someone who's got it locked down, and I need the keys to unlock it. Honest Jackson and Mama Hog get informed, and Jackson tells us he hopes we'll stick around. I mean, yeah, we will. We don't really have a choice. Plus, Jackson gives us $1,000 for having a squirt gun battle, so solid career opportunity here. But also at the same time, we just prevented an alien invasion and the destruction of every citizen's home and the death of their loved ones. So I don't know if $1,000 is fair payout, frankly. Who the fuck is Frank? We chat with the concierge who explains the check-in, check-out mechanics, where when Sims are wandering around the lobby, you can check them into a vacant room, and if it's the day they're checking out, you can manually check them out to gain a little extra. And then he hands us another mysterious letter. We check in our first guest, Dusty Hog, even though he has a room literally across the street. I'd say there are 3 main arcs after the initial Casino Zizzle tutorial section: the Mafia, the Cult, and the Robots. So of course, after heading outside, we get a call from Frankie Fusilli. Oh, so that's who Frank is. Telling us he's gonna be staying in the penthouse of the hotel, as all of our antagonists do. James Bond villain looking asses. After not so vague threats, spending another $1,000 for Frank's cousin, first name Jimmy, last name Nex, airplane ticket, and observing Frankie in his most natural state, we accidentally take part in some minor terrorism. Frankie sends us to Jackson to deliver a gift. A gift that causes a fire in Jackson's office, that we're called in to put out using the squirt gun. Hotel manager, maid, gambling addict, alien destroyer, accomplice in violent crimes against government officials, firefighter. Yeah, we're definitely not getting paid enough, or maybe too much. We just almost unknowingly murdered a man known solely for his honesty. I don't know if you get credit for cleaning up messes you make, but at the same time, we don't get enough credit for cleaning up other people's messes, like the daily piss puddle in the casino. So maybe it evens out. Frankie plots his next nefarious scheme, making our hotel nicer and pushing us towards success. Disgusting. What that entails is raising the hotel score up to 20% by adding more rooms. We start with the jungle room, but I'll just go ahead and tell you all the room unlocks. In the atrium, there's the Lion Lounge, Spa and Gym, Snake Eye Casino, Sax Lounge, Art Gallery, and Asian Emporium. The rooms on the second floor of the hotel are Small Guest Room, Deluxe Guest Room, Jungle Guest Room, and Modern Guest Room. Down in the basement, we have the Government Lab, the Secret Warehouse, and a Rat Cave, which I'll elaborate on later. Once we hit 30, we go talk to Frankie, who's stoked, because the supermodels will start pouring in now, and he recognizes me and my pink mohawk as a threat. Good. The Sim supermodels will be lining up to woohoo. This is where I start my artist arc, because selling paintings is easy cash at the start of the game, and the guests love my work. Yeah, hey! Plus, we gotta save up $3,000 to get Frankie a vault, cause his room's like insecure or something, which is super fucking sad. Self-love. I'm the next Van Gogh with both ears, so it's light work. Frankie calls the vault beautiful right in front of his insecure room. So fucked up. We're not supposed to touch the money or use this money printer, but I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We end our life of crime, and Frankie gives us an opportunity to make money the right way. He sends us to the desert to mine him 3 bars of metal. So we run by the general store and cop the metal detector for 8 hundo. Metal detecting, like most mechanics in the game, is pretty straightforward. You go out into the desert, whip that bad boy out before your sanity starts depleting, and walk around waiting for the screen to light up when you find something. You click the shovel and keep it going until the battery dies. You can charge it with fuel rods down in the reactor, sell the metals at the general store, and find alien corpses you can autopsy in your government lab, lasering out their organs to sell. We deliver Frankie his rocks, and he trades us a wriggling chest to go bury. quickly in the radiated desert. However, Secret Agent Penelope Red is waiting for us, where she confiscates both box and shovel as evidence and makes us wear a wire back up to Frankie's penthouse to try and get him to self-snitch, which he does, admitting to laundering money the whole time he's been in town. Yay. No shit. Penelope hears the whole thing and rushes in to arrest Frankie, ending the Mafia arc. Returning to the lobby began the Cow Cult arc. We meet goth baddie Ava Cadaver, who will become our next penthouse villain. Ava has a pretty simple request. A conference room that's small, dark, with no windows and a reinforced locking door. Obviously locking from the inside. Not for a cult, for a company. Yoga parties and stuff. So we rush to build her bovine shrine. Women only want one thing: cow-themed sacrificial sanctums. As a kid, I never realized you could go into the rooms being built by Tristan, or at least I don't remember it, but it's a cute little detail. I dig it. Ava loves her new demonic Beelzebub, which yes, that's its official name, playing off Beelzebub, which is basically just Satan. Our camera died, we are back. The shrine to the prime heifer is just ridiculous. There's a golden cow and a crowd of hypnotized citizens standing dead-eyed and mouth gaping in front of it. Ava notices that Miss Moo is missing her cowbell, so we go down to the little farm at the edge of town and snatch one from an unsuspecting cow. Next, we help Ava look, in her words, drop dead decadent. So we go pick her up rotten eggplant lipstick, the latest gaudy hue from the urban desiccation line. Afterwards, she has a cow about the glum, self-centered residents of the town, and I think I got kicked out of the herd. I didn't want to be in it, but it still hurts a little. As we leave the hotel to hang out with actual cows, fucking posers, we get a call from a blocked number. The mysterious man tells us to seek out the mysterious crypt in the desert at night. We get our sanity up by beating our meat, using the carcass in the freezer as a punching bag, so that we've got time for our desert trek into a mysterious labyrinth, which is just a mini pyramid on a sand dune. Next to it is Horus Minhoset IX. If you can't tell by the name, he's a decrepit 3,000-year-old mummy. He senses a great evil, and he wants to team up to defeat the prime heifer. Turn her into prime rib. Lots is at stake, so let's make some steak, am I right? He needs our help to return him to his corporeal form, so we return to the desert during the day and metal detect where the sand meets water and dig up the dude's sarcophagus. We put it in our room because he tells us it needs to be placed somewhere secure, but unlike Frankie's penthouse, my room has been through therapy. It's very secure. So now we have a mummy roommate, which feels like a Nickelodeon show in the making. If we act fast and find the branding iron of utter destruction, we can defeat the prime heifer before it takes its final form. We ask around, and sure enough, Mr. Jerky himself, should have guessed that one off the bat, last had it, and we stop by the county jail to yoink it from the ground. Horace sends us into the shrine, brand in hand, to take the bull by the horns, or the cow by the horns. We approach the golden girl and bam, bullseye, the statue is destroyed. However, I do have some hesitation with this whole thing, because the cow statue is replaced with an Egyptian statue, and if you don't feed it gourds, Horace will get stuck in a trance along with any hotel guests around him. Lesser of two evils, maybe? Ava says she ain't paying, but turns out she's a cash cow, because she left $3 grand in the penthouse, which Jerky hands over right before Optimum Alfred enters. Alfred is a simple cleaning robot and wants to help spruce the place up a little bit. And I've been leaving trash everywhere, so I could use a helping robotic hand. He just needs a galvatronic power recharger. Duh. And Alfred dedicates himself to staying and making the hotel spotless, which he obviously doesn't do. We enable Alfred's nuclear fuel rod abuse and re-up him with 20 fresh ones, which makes our boy tweak pretty hard. But he's gonna just nab it off, no biggie. It is getting so dark so quickly. On his come down, Alfie wants to watch satellite TV, and decides to, out of the kindness of his mechanical heart, to install one on the roof. But of course, as it goes, the Lord of Moles is chewing up the cables. Bad Mole Lord. Bad. But turns out he was just trying to save the hotel from Alfred's self-admitted devious plans. He enters the lobby with every screw in his head loose, ranting and raving on how the era of machine is here. As previously mentioned, one of the hotel additions is the Rat Cave. Rat rhymes with bat. Sims doesn't take itself too seriously. Behind the blue cabinets near the freezer in the basement is an elaborate vigilante's base, featuring a hamster wheel, a command center, a bed for rat naps, fuck cats, they kill our kind, and the rat suit itself. We throw it on and head outside to defeat Alfred's evil mechanical minions with the most busted fight mechanics you've ever seen. Alfred ain't happy about this and decides to focus on his antenna of annihilation, and we make an unlikely ally. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Zizzle informs us of the blueprints Alfred is hiding in the penthouse, but the elevator is locked shut, so we have to go find 5 mechanical skill points scattered throughout the world that appear in specific locations at specific times. I won't lie, I fucking cheated. I looked up a tutorial of where all of them are. After our scavenger hunt, we anticlimatically hack the elevator and snag the blueprints. Zizzle gives us a potion so that we become a giant up on the rooftop pool and Hulk out on the satellite. This doesn't stop Alfred though, and Zizzle tells us we need to smash Alfred. But he doesn't give us a second potion, so we suit up and take on Alfred one last time with his army of robots. There's only like 10 of them in his army, but I won't lie, I did die on the first attempt. But I got a second try. With not a sliver of sanity left, Alfred gets decommissioned. The ending of the game is so much more zany than I remember, so I'll just let it play out. Banger. After the credits roll, we bug out trying to go down the stairs. It teleports us to the front desk, and we read our final mysterious letter congratulating us for a job well done.